Hey everybody, this is just a short editorial video I'm doing to discuss some news that came out last week. I'm a little bit late to talk about this, but it's something that's been on my mind since I read the article and have been wanting to do something about it, just because the opinions that I've seen come out about it have been quite different from my own. What this is in relation to is the news that came out about a picture that was leaked from the set of Alien Covenant, which, for those who don't know, is basically going to be a bridging film between Prometheus and the first Alien. Now, nothing in the photo I have a problem with. It all looks really good. Looks like exactly how I'd expect for the film it is. The thing that irked me is the possible spoiler that one of the characters is actually Ellen Ripley's mother. Now, this being a prequel to Alien and a sequel to Prometheus, obviously they're trying to tie some stuff together, but this doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense to me. It seems like a lot of nostalgia baiting or fan baiting. There doesn't really seem to be a very good reason as to why Ripley's mother would be involved with anything to do with the xenomorphs or the engineers or any of the stuff that's been seen in the previous films. Now, if you go back and watch Alien, it's very much an ensemble cast film. It's not really about Ellen Ripley. It's about this crew trying to survive, and Ellen Ripley emerges as the lone survivor. It's not until Aliens that the film kind of starts to focus around her PTSD and her fear and her confronting her loss of her child and all the things that resulted from the original film. Throwing in her mother into this starts to kind of muddy the water a bit. It starts to make it that, oh no, it's not just that they accidentally found these aliens, but that her family has some sort of long-running history with them, that her mother's encountered them. You know, if you take Alien Isolation into canon, then her daughter's encountered them, and the whole Ripley family is basically just continually being fucked up by these creatures. Now, that kind of takes away from the story to me. It doesn't seem to add anything. First off, it might not even be true, but secondly, it's just uncomfortable for me. It seems like people complained so much about Prometheus having so little to do with the original Alien film that now they're just throwing stuff in to try and appease as many people as possible. And it's not going to come off as genuine. It's going to come off as disingenuous to the story. It's not going to be interesting. I mean, one thing I really did like about Alien Isolation was that it took a character who is looking for a mother, who has a history with this. It's coming off the back. It's a cause and effect situation. It's coming off the back of the original Alien film and saying, well, what happened to her daughter while, you know, Ellen Ripley was basically lost in space. And there's a lot of potential there for drama because you've got somebody who's got a character motivation to go out and then encounter the same things that she has. If she's following her mother and following her mother's footsteps, then of course she's going to encounter the xenomorph creature at some point. And having going back into a prequel and having her mother encounter it kind of just starts to make the strength of the original film start to weaken, because it's like no longer is it that Ellen Ripley was this working class trucker in space who had to try and find, the ability to survive when everyone else was killed off. It's that, her family has a history with it and it's all been preordained, and it starts to just get a bit ridiculous. I don't know. I'm not 100% happy with it. I mean, it's not a problem. It's not going to affect the film quality. It's not going to make it good or bad, whether or not the character is named Ripley. But it just seems to be a lazy attempt by the studio to lure fans in. To go, oh, well, you were disappointed that Prometheus didn't do enough for Alien. Well, now we've got this. The character's named Ripley. We can't obviously have Sigourney Weaver in it, but, we've got basically our proxy Ripley here for you to latch onto. It's cheap. Just write new characters. It doesn't have to have that many links. It doesn't have to have the same character's family in there. And I'm hoping that this spoiler is, as far as I know, for the moment it's unconfirmed, but I'm hoping that it's not going to be true. Just because I think it'd be more interesting if they tried to do something else. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a good move? It's a bad move? Does it not matter? I mean, like I said, personally, I don't think it's going to matter. It's not going to affect the final film, but for me, it's not something that I'm going to get excited about or be stoked on. So, as always, guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, let us know how you feel about this, and I guess we'll see when the film comes out what happens. But I can't see this working out well or being anything of any interest. But, I mean, I love Alien, I love the franchise, and I'll definitely be going to see the film. But, I don't know, guys. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. We've got another Lost Time Movie Club coming out next Monday, and that'll be me and Matt talking about the Jackie Chan classic Rumble in the Bronx. I hope to see you guys there.
Equivalent of a meme that is expired.
Yeah.
Like, Dead Boy. You see Dead Boy
Dead
on
Boy.
Twitter. Yeah, by the time this podcast goes
Doesn't
up,
that
that
mean
meme
we're
will be
already
dead. So if I made fun of it right now, well, I think it got replaced by SpongeBob Caveman or something.
Ugh.
But the point is that movie making fun of disco is pretty